Remember always to wash your hands before you start cooking. You don't know what microscopic monsters could be lying in your hands.
Hello, my name's Jackie and I'm here this afternoon to show you quickly and easily how to make some pizza bases. Okay, so to start with you need some strong flour, strong white flour, okay, and then you need a pound of that, and into the strong white flour you need to put some salt. I usually put a nice little pinch of salt in. So I've got my flour and I've got my salt ready. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that to the side for a moment. And then we're going to get some yeast. I'm using dried yeast. It is quite difficult to get at the moment with the coronavirus going on. But I'm sure if you go to one of the little corner shops, they'll have some. So in this packet is about 2 ounces. And what we're going to do, we're going to add it to some of our water. Now what we need to do is we need to get 11 ounces of tepid water, so warm water. And what happens then is it activates the yeast. If you use fresh yeast, you don't need to do that. You just crumble the yeast in because obviously the yeast is fresh. This has been dried. So what we need to do is we need to start to get the yeast working. Okay, lovely. So here we go then. What we need to do is we need to pop a little bit into the other measuring jug. So just need about 3 to 3.5 ounces. I'll just put my glasses on. Okay, lovely. That's just right. And then what we need to do then is open up our yeast and then we pop it into the tepid water and then we just leave it. Leave it for a couple of minutes and it will start to work. Okay, and then once it starts to work, we will just spoon it round and then we'll pop it into our flour and our salt. So when we're with our flour and our salt, we just need to mix it up so it's all incorporated. And then we just need to make a little well in the middle. And what we're going to do, we're going to pour our yeast mixture into the well. Okay? Hope you're all following and I hope you're all keeping well. Okay, so once we've done that, what we're going to do then, we're going to sort of fast forward a little bit and we're going to look at our yeast and we're just going to give it a little mix now. We'll mix round and you'll see it will start working. Okay. Once it's actually started forming, then we're going to add it to our flour. Okay. Right. So I think that's okay. Obviously you would leave it a little bit longer, a couple more minutes, but as we're in the video stage, we're going to add it now. Okay, so this goes into your well. Yeah, into the middle, make sure you get everything in. And then we're just going to lightly bring in some of the flour, like that. And it sort of makes a little bit of a foamy mixture, okay? And then we're going to leave that for about 15 minutes. So the yeast then starts working, okay? Right. Once we've started doing that, we will then start kneading, okay? And we're going to knead now for about 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to mix that a little bit further. You will need to let it stand for a little bit longer, but while we're in the video stage, we will mix it round now. Okay, and then once that's stayed for about 10-15 minutes, we then add the rest of the tepid water. Okay, let's add some more water to it. Right, so add a little bit at a time and mix it in, okay, quite thoroughly. And you'll see that a dough will start to form, which is exactly what we want. Okay, we'll add the rest of it and away we go. And you will see now that the dough is starting to form. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So what we're going to do once we've incorporated all the water, we're going to get our hands in because the hands are the best tools. Okay, so in we go with our hands, give it a good go round, and I think this is sort of when you need to put a little bit of music on, or because then you can really have a little bit of a workout to this, which is great. So you can get your kids involved, they'll love it, getting their hands in and really getting involved with this. Okay, and as you can see now, it has started to form a dough, which is exactly what we need. All right. So what we got to do is try and get it out onto the surface. So we want a little bit of a lightly floured surface, and then we'll just put our dough out onto the lightly floured surface like that, and then the fun really does start, because we do want to give it a good old knead. So now I'll ask Alexa, can you give me 10 minutes please on the timer?
Alexa, set timer 10 minutes.
Thank you, Louis. Okay, so we've got it formed into a nice bowl. If you get it stuck onto your hands like this is what I normally do. Just grab a little bit of flour, put it onto your fingers like this, and then you'll find it'll come off quite easy. That's a little baker's tip for you. Okay, and then you can add this to the dough then. Right, Louis, have you washed your hands, darling?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a little bit of kneading to start with, and then I'm going to let Louis do a little bit, because we've already made one outside already, and with the heat being so lovely at the moment, we don't need a prover, which is ideal, because not many of us now have got airing cupboards to keep stuff warm. So when we're kneading, we just a little bit of flour as we go, stop it sticking, and then we're really getting down on there, and you do whatever you want. Just make sure you give it a good old knockabout. Yeah, so you're working it now for 10 minutes. So you might all want a little go at this, because it really is good, and it's good for your bingo wings as well, girls.
It looks like you're boxing someone.
Well, that's it.
It looks like you're like that.
If you've had a really tough day, this is a great way to let out any of your anxieties. Okay, I'm going to hand you over to Louis now. He's going to do a little bit more for you, so you can take it as a tag team. And I'm going to go out and get the other dough.
This isn't going to be very good, is it? Okay, right, so you need, like my mum said, oh goodness, you need to get it right and really grab it really tight. Oh, I really need it. Do it hard. This is my first time doing a video on YouTube, so.
Right, okay, Louis, do you want to just pop that into there for a minute for us? Yeah, pop that into there. Lovely. Okay, so we're just going to leave that to one side now, because we've got one made already, which we've had outside proving. So you can see it's doubled in size. In this weather, it only takes about 40 minutes. Just make sure you've got a damp cloth on the top of it, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to knock it back. And that expression is something that bakers use. It's just, you're basically knocking the air out. Okay, so just knock the air out. Now, you'll feel it and you'll hear it actually. You'll hear the air coming out, which is lovely. Now, if I was going to do bread, or if I was going to, I would perhaps leave it for another 10 minutes. But obviously, as we're on video, I can't leave it for too long. Otherwise, you'd all be bored. So what I'm going to do then is just leave it for a couple of seconds, and then just say to you now, you need to preheat your oven. So pop your oven on. Quite warm, you want about 180 to 200, because you don't want the pizza to cook for too long.
If any kids are watching this and you want to make pizza, remember, make sure an adult helps you with the heating.
Thank you, Louis. Absolutely. So anything to do with ovens, you need your mum or your dad or your nanny or your granddad to help you pop it on. Okay, I'm just using a little scraper now just to scrape off all the little debris. Pop it back onto my plate. Try and clean as you go. Keep a nice surface. Okay, pop those things in the wash up. And now we'll go back to our dough. Okay, so if you can see that, there we go. So it depends on how many pizzas you want to make. You can, if you wanted to, make some buns or make some baps or make some finger rolls with the rest of you. But we're going to make a few pizzas. So we'll pop that onto there. And then what we're going to do, you need to cut a knife. Any knife, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to cut it into, you could probably cut this into 8 actually. So there we go. There we are. So that's in half. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then what we need to do is we need to mould it round. Okay. So this might be quite hard to start with, but basically just follow your hand round until it becomes a round ball. Yeah, which is quite good fun too. And then pop them there ready. Some of these are a bit bigger than others, but it doesn't matter. You can have smaller pizzas or bigger pizzas, depending on who's eating them really, whether daddy or mummy.
Or you.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. So just a little recap now. We should really be still, what's the name of that, Louis? Yeah, kneading it, yeah, really. Knead it on there.
I think that's the word. I can cut it out.
That's it. Okay. So there we go. We've got our balls now. All we need to do is we need to get our rolling pin, okay? And then we need to roll our pizzas out. It's as simple as that.
If you are going to cut herbs for the pizza topping, then make sure you have an adult to use the scissors.
Yep, good tip, Louis. Okay, so now what we're doing is we've got our pizza bases. They've been rolled nice and round. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll them out. Okay, so keep moving it onto the floured board so it doesn't stick. And if you want to, you can put a little bit on your rolling pin. Okay, and then roll them out to as big or as small as you want them. Okay, I mean, I know the Italians, they sort of go like that, don't they? They can't do that.
They go like that.
Yeah, so anyway, we're not Italian. We'd like to be going to Italy, wouldn't we?
Yes, but due to the current restrictions, we can't, unfortunately.
Well, I hope you're all watching, having fun, and I hope you're following us. I hope it's not too gobbledygook for you.
Yeah.
Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to just roll it round a little bit more so we get a nicer shape. And then we're going to put it onto a baking tray. And then basically you can top it with whatever topping you want. I know Louis loves
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni's your favourite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keep going on, you're doing a good job there. Let's
Last
a
time
bit
we
more
made-
flour, a bit more flour.
Last
That's
time we
it.
made this, I had ham and pineapple, and I did not like it. I like the pineapple juice. I didn't like the pineapple.
That's alright, well you don't know until you try, do you? So
Yeah, I'd never tried it before.
it's good, you can experiment with it. You can have vegetarian or you can vegan, you can do whatever you want.
You could just have a plain old pizza if you want.
You could just have a tomato on its own if you want. Right, so
Maybe a bit of cheese.
we're getting there now, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect. Right,
I think I'm getting better at this kneading as I'm going along.
so we put it onto a baking tray now, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put some tomato on the top. Now it's up to you what you want to do. You can use your own tomato mix if you want to, with onions and garlic and herbs, and just put some chopped tomatoes in and boil it down, or you can just use some tomato paste. And with that tomato paste you can add some herbs if you want to. It's completely up to you.
Exactly. You don't have to follow what we're doing. We're just making the things we
We're just
like.
giving you a guideline really of
Yeah.
what you can do.
And also, if that subscribe button is grey, if that subscribe button is red, remember to make it grey because we are actually going to make quite a lot of videos on this.
Right, there we go. So we've got our tomato puree on the top now. All we need to do is add a few herbs.
And also smash that like button.
So
As many
as far as you want to go
likes
round, I don't know if you want to go right to the edge, whatever you want to do.
I almost forgot to say this when I said subscribe. Remember to turn on the notification bell because that means that it alarms you like if a new video comes out.
Oh, that's good. It's like an alarm, is it, Louis?
Yeah, it's like an
Oh, that's
alarm.
good. I like a notification you get if a new email comes.
Yeah.
There we go then. So now you've got your tomato on the top. We've grated some cheese, Louis, haven't we?
Yes, we have. We grated that quite a long time
We've
ago.
grated some cheese.
A couple of hours ago, maybe.
I've also got a little pepperoni and mozzarella selection, which you can buy anywhere. Okay, so what you need to do then,
Maybe not anywhere.
well, any of the supermarkets.
Yeah.
That's right. So you can add your cheese now on top. What about a few herbs? No, should we get some herbs?
We have basil.
We've got some mixed herbs, haven't we? Somewhere.
Alexa, cancel. Oh goodness.
That's the timer now, so you need to put that.
Oh no.
Does it stick to your things?
Yes. I might want to put some. Yeah.
Have a little bit of flour.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
forget to put flour.
Yeah,
On
there you
your
go.
hands.
Add it like that. Right. And then but get your nice wet tea towel, Louis. Right, so we like a bit of basil, so this is just dried basil. You can use fresh basil if you want to.
Yeah, we just got this straight out the garden.
We've got some to go on the top to go out straight out the garden. Okay, there we are. And then we've got some nice cheese. Pop the cheese on. Now,
Turn on to this.
I don't know about your children, but my little boy really only likes cheese and pepperoni. So that's what I'm going to do for him today. But you can put caramelised onion on, you can put rocket on, you can put mozzarella on, you can put any topping you want to, really. There we go. So we're just popping those on like that. And then basically we're going to pop it in the oven for about 18 minutes on 180 to 200, depending how you like it. And it's as simple as that. I hope you've enjoyed our pizza making today. I'm just going to add a little bit of basil on the top, because I know Louis likes a little bit of basil.
I do.
There you go.
Just a tiny.
You can add some salt and pepper if you want to. You can add more herbs. You can add oil. You can add garlic if you like. Anything you like goes on the pizza. You can add chicken. You can add different meats.
Okay, Mum, we get the just.
A little bit more cheese, because obviously we want it cheesy. And then pop it into the oven. And there you have
And also,
your pizza.
yeah, remember to get an adult to do that.
Yeah, happy pizza making. Lovely to see you. See you soon. Bye-bye from Jackie and Louis.